cows instead of the kids that's talking. What's up, everyone? We're watching the stock show on the news. My kid is looking for something on the news, and that came up. I was like, look, God told me where to drive. What's up, everyone? I am the High Priestess Phoenix, spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, light worker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, and messenger of God with an actual message. That was pretty interesting. They're at the stock show, and yeah, it's been happening all week. I really haven't been driving over there, and I know I had to get up and drive, and I'm like, am I going to go to the airport? Where am I going to go? They said go to the stock show. Those are great people. It's a bunch of kids talking about their animals and whatever they're doing. I used to wonder, what the fuck is the stock show? You guys are like, what is the stock show? It's the National Western Conference Stock Show. What does that mean? It's like the whole... Listen to what it says. The National Western Conference. So it's like, you know, as I'm wearing my fucking championship Nuggets fucking t-shirt here, it's like the highest level of agriculture. So they bring in, see, like, I over the years I've learned a lot about what happens there. You know, people bring in a lot of their livestock that they sell for breeding and different stuff like that. They sell a lot of their, you know, this is all stuff of that world that you have no idea. But they come in, it's like a merchant station, but at the same time there's a lot of competition going on too, is, you know, they also judge their livestock. Then you have the rodeos of all different degrees. These are people that have gone, you know, all over the nation to the final games, which is here, where the final, you know, the X Games, which we also host up in, you know, up in the mountains. We host our winter X Games. We do all that shit. Colorado is a pub for, you know what I mean? It's always been a poppin' place. And so, you know, people just be popping it off. So anyways, right now they were showing the kids and what the kids do. And that's it too. They have levels of children that do anything from, you know, they present the animals and they take care of these animals, and they, you know, they get awards for these animals, you know, just by the care and the beautifulness of these animals. They just live, you know, righteous lives. I met a guy once that sold bull sperm. I was like, well, that's quite interesting. And that's literally the deal. So, you know, they want these perfect Angus, you know what I mean, beef cows, you know, so they have to breed them with their, instead of buying, why? That's so gross. Why buy the cow when you could get the milk for a certain cost? And I was like, who the fuck is milking this cow? In that sense. But the same thing, if you've ever watched Blackfish, that's how they were getting all of those fucking... They're not allowed to catch fucking whales anymore. So they got to catch the sperm. And nobody caught a sperm whale. Jokes. Anyways, you can't keep up with me. I don't even know. I started out with a video of how to roll a joint, and then I turned around, I sat down to go smoke that joint, and homegirl's like, you left your pipe outside. I was like, well, I just bought some papers and taught everyone how to roll a joint. We're going to have to do this real life, and give me the pipe back. So that was kind of totally guided. Again, why am I doing this? Because God told me. I wasn't really, I mean, ultimately. And then I was like, I'm going to smoke and we'll see what's up. What's up? It's Friday then. Is Friday again? It is. So that obviously told me what I needed to pull and what I needed to do. And that's just how it is. I don't know what I'm doing. So then I realized, oh, it's Friday. You know what cards to pull on a Friday. Friday. I'll go pull those cards. Okay, and then I'm like, all right, after that I'll go to work. Where the fuck I'm going to go to work in the middle of the day? And then she turned on the news, and it's like, the stock show is popping off today. Meaning people come and they'll walk around, they'll buy stuff, they'll mess around, and then they'll leave. You know, usually during the day, it's just marketing and knowing, you know, movement and stuff like that. So it's like people, like, you know, if you're not a taxi driver like me, it's like people aren't really moving during the day. Typically, they're where they're supposed to be, and that's why, you know, during the weekend, yeah, you can catch a lot of movement and shit, but during the weekdays, they should be at work or, you know, certain places. But like something like that, yeah, they're in and out. All right, so let's check our Black Moon Liliths. We're going to check our, I don't know, we'll check Dante's Inferno. I've got a Cali Oracle right here. Going back to Cali. I guess so. Let's see what's going on. I saw the Scorpio card. Don't you dare. 3 weeks should be enough, right? I don't even. I saw it multiple times. I'm like, don't look. I don't want to see it. Don't put that energy into me. What is it? Uranus. Hey, I think that's on our chart. Is it Uranus, as she says? Uranus was doing something on the 18th, I think it was. 17th, 18th. It's pretty much tomorrow. And then my daughter started with the TikTok thing. I was like, when's that go down? She's all on the 19th. I was like, oh, that's interesting because the Egyptian energy switches on the 20th. I was like, what is going on about all this? And I was like, never mind, I don't care. I don't care. God's doing something. 29, Uranus. This is our shadow. What is our shadow today? The spark of genius and ascension. When this card shows up, expect the unexpected. Oh, it's Friday then. Are you guys grounded? I don't know. I know there's a big ass snowstorm coming, and that might be why God's like making me like very tired and restful so he can, you know, store up my energy for later. But I don't know. Let's see. Uranus is indicating that something or someone is keeping you stuck. Now the universe is making the move forward, or for you. Where have you felt misaligned? Uranus teaches us to embrace unpredictability and change. Get ready. What does that mean? You think something is gonna change immediately. Immediately. And it's not as much as an ego death. But it could be something as similar as you catch a view of something and now everything has changed completely the way that you thought you was about to do. Sometimes that happens. That happens all the time. Like, you look at someone and, like, you never looked at them before. I mean, oh, Lewis is so mad at me. You're like, where'd that come from? It came from a vision inside of a book, a message from God that wanted everyone to know what you've done. Did I already see you like that? Yeah, I saw that a long time ago when you signed the contract, bro. You're like, did I stop me from loving you? No, we had that ego death. Didn't I jump your ass when you did all this and I was so devastated by your fucking Trader fucking Joe movements? And I fucking went all in my feelings and went all bad on you? And then I had no choice. I couldn't stop loving you for the decisions you made. I accepted them. I'm not the judge and jury, but I do raise in my feelings about what I'm seeing. And that was like, how long ago did you sign that contract and I got on your ass? He's mad at me about yesterday's video. Bitch, that's yesterday. And you did that shit yesteryear. You're mad about your reality? And that's really it. It's like, you know, you just... Unpredictability and change. It just means somehow we're going to completely be going in a different direction. Uranus is the planet of shocks, surprises, and genius. It has the potential to shock people into higher states of consciousness through extraordinary events. I did this to someone today. Out of nowhere, I was guided to get gas somewhere that I saw the gas station. I literally visualized the gas station yesterday, but I didn't need gas yesterday. I needed gas today. Where did I get gas? I saw this 7-Eleven. I'd been there once before, but I don't know. I just saw it. I saw this 7-Eleven off of Havana. Your service went out?
Completely. It's out of everything.
Your phone? Interesting. Is my phone off? I'm connected to the internet, so I don't know. That's weird. That could be that, you know, shocks and surprises. Okay, I'm busy right now. Anyway, so I was guided to go there, and so I went to this gas station, and I went in, and I got my cigarettes, and I paid for my gas, and as I was standing in line, this man walks in, and he can't not talk to me. He has to say hi to me, as he's standing there. He's like, hey, how are you? So I'm doing quite well. Have a lovely day. And he gets behind me, and he pays for his gas or whatnot. And I'm going to pull off, and he's like guided to pull from his truck, and he's now standing out in the pathway of where I'm supposed to drive. And I tell this man, I said, you were guided to talk to a prophecy, a holy angel, a Holy Spirit, an earth angel, a reincarnated soul. You were guided to wake up. I said, do you watch YouTube? He said, yes. And I was like, and I gave him my channel. I was like, I'm a Holy Spirit, and your higher self brought you to me to speak to me, and I'm told to tell you who I am. And that's it. It's like he had no idea what girl he just talked to. He's like, really? I said, yes, I'm the High Priestess Phoenix. Come follow me. Come learn. And that's it. It's like, you're about to wake up today, bro. You have no idea who you just talked to. That's what I said, extraordinary events. Because again, I saw the gas station yesterday. All I saw was I needed gas. And that's what God does. He uses your ordinary life to do extraordinary things. Meaning, meet and come across extraordinary people. And it was such a rare thing. I didn't even know the kid was in my car. It was so random. Yesterday I took 2 groups of kids to 2 different locations. Today I got in the car and all the kids were in the car, but I didn't realize there was more kids. I just went to the first location, and as they go to get out, another kid gets back in my car, and I'm like, huh? So now I'm completely thrown off. And so I got to take him to where his place is, and then I see this gas station for a second time, and I'm looking at my gas, I'm like, okay. So in essence, I saw the meeting of this man yesterday, but I didn't see the man. And who was he? Just a man. He was a beautiful black man. Beautiful, smiley and beautiful, just a beautiful black man. I don't know. But he could not talk to me, and that's what it is I told him, I said, I move through as a shadow through here. I'm unseen by most, but you spoke to me, so I'm guided to speak life into you, is what I told him. And here we are today. All right, let's see. In ancient mythology, Uranus was the sky. It's the planetary ruler sign of Aquarius. Is it Aquarius season? It's supposed to start like right now on something? I don't know. Known for its innovative and opinionative approach to life. Is that the day that they take away TikTok? That's what they just said. It's a generational planet that spends about 70 years in one sign and takes 84 years to orbit the sun. You slow-ass motherfucker. And it says it's going direct or something. So it took like 84 years to get here with this bullshit. Similar age groups share the same Uranus sign. In your natal chart, Uranus can indicate the spark of genius you have to lend the collective conscious. And that's it. What are your gifts? Oh, that's that card I saw, your spiritual service. All right, let's get into this. We should not, without Uranus, we should not awaken. And that's it. Everyone's awakening. How can you contribute to the awakening? Awaken, innovate, and ascend. Match your sign to the following list to find your spark. Your spark of genius according to your Uranus sign. If Uranus is in Aries, I don't have my birth chart. I guess I'm going to read these all to you so you can know yours. What does that mean? Go run a birth chart on yourself. And then you're going to look up Uranus and see what it's in. If it's in Aries, then that means it's you offer people individual freedom. I feel like that's me. Uranus in Taurus is financial pioneering. You teach people how to make money. Uranus in Gemini is social rebellion. I feel like I do all this shit. I'm all of the signs, and that's it. That's what it means to be a whole universe inside of you, not pieces of fragments. Social rebellion, where you teach people to, walk against. Uranus in Cancer, family structures. You teach them how to structure new families. We're not going to rebuild something that's broken. We came from broken families. Uranus in Leo, breakthrough activity. Okay. Uranus in Virgo, health innovations. Beautiful. Uranus in Libra, unconventional relationships. That's my daughter. If I had to guess, if I had to run a chart on her ass, I'm going to run your numbers, bitch. And I could, because I know when she was born and where at what time and all that good shit. And that's probably what happened to you, Russ. How did she know what your destiny was? She ran your numbers. She learned all that stuff. Why do people do this? They want to have control. Why do they want control? It's out of fear, to be honest. If they can control things and manipulate things, they won't feel bad. They won't take loss. They won't have devastation. There won't be drama. There won't be suffering. There won't be pain. They're trying to avoid all of the darkness of life by pulling on darkness to bring light into their life. Explain this to me, dark practitioners. Because even those of the light are walking through the valleys of the shadows of dark. The very thing you fear, we walk through. You want our power so that you can't walk through it, but you don't understand it's everywhere. You cannot overstep the fire. Everything's on fire, bitches. You have to learn how to walk through the fire, bitches. That was, Lewis. Ooh, my stomach's hurting. My chakras are exploding. I literally have to undo my pants. You're like, what? I mean it. I feel it with energy. It's like retaining water, but there's no water. Did you have something to eat? No, it's not food either. Shut up. Haven't had nothing to eat since yesterday. It's energy. It's the fire within. Hold on. So I said, there's an entity? No, it's a burning fire of desire to tell you what the fuck to do with your life. Just kidding. Breathe. hear my stomach? It's about to break out of my chakras. I'm gonna explode. Oh, there's gonna be an alien or something. Just kidding. All right, let me breathe. Work it through your chakras. Put it into words. It's because I'm filled with so much fierceness. As soon as I said you dark practitioners, I just feel like I want to explode on you. The Kali wants to come out on you and hurt you. People do magic, and they do devotional prayers, and they do sacrifices, and they do really demented shit to avoid pain and suffering and heartache. Desperation. They're desperate to do anything. Anything. I'll do anything. Right? I'm seeing, I guess it was a movie, but his daughter needs a fucking transplant, and nobody will help him. So he shuts down a bank or something. I'm not sure. I'll fucking do anything. I will kill for this. I will do anything just to make everything all right again. Or better than it ever was. If I paid you $1 million, no, it's past that now. And it will continue like this. If they start saying it like this, forgive me, Lord. Protect his life as I say these words upon his life. I understand his purpose in your divine plan. Protect his life as I say these words. If there was people out there saying, it's just so simple. I'm seeing Superman. You know what I mean? They wheeled that motherfucker in just to handle business for them. But in the essence, it's like I've talked about this before. I can see myself saying this before. If they told you you're you know what I mean, you're in jail. You know what I mean? I'm seeing Will Smith when he played that guy in Suicide. They're showing me all these movies of how people really are. If somebody came to you and secretly offered you a perfect brand new life for your family if you just handled a piece of dirty business, would you handle that dirty business? If they could promise and you knew for sure they could deliver. They could take away your credit score. They could take away your identity. They could take away your fucking background. They could take away your jacket. They could take away everything. They could give you back your kids. They could fucking heal your mom. They could put you on an island. They'll give you your everything, bro. Everything you ever fucking desired. And you know people can offer that such things. I can get you the perfect fucking medical team to take care of your family. I can get you a house. I can get you a car. We'll get you money. We'll get your kids into college. We'll make sure that they're taken care of. I'll pay for that wedding. I'll pay for all of your debts. You know, this is Squid Games, bro. Squid Games, bro. Squid Games, bro. Out of desperation, people will do anything for the betterment of basically themselves. That's why I said I didn't want to say those words. In the essence of who's out here trying to get our president? Somebody's telling them to get our president. And he's not my president. But he has a very valuable purpose to our Father who has chosen him in that position. Our Father who rules all. Allows this man to rule over us as we go through these fires. Many will fall to his rule. Many will just stand back and allow him to be the ruler that he's meant to be. Many will fight his rule. It's not even whatever. Let my people go in that sense. But ultimately, it's like, you know, going back to it started with Russ. Russ, she ran your fucking birth chart. She knew exactly your destiny from the beginning. They started energy harvesting you. You know, they knew as much as my family knew that I was chosen, knew my gifts. As much as, you know, fucking Lewis's family fucking raped him for his. They see our gifts. They see our chosenness. They see our creativity. They see our specialness. And they've come to steal it from us and use it for themselves. She didn't know how special you were until she looked and she found out. And then she found out who I was. And the games began. It didn't take much. If she really was intuitive, she saw what I was only awakening to, because she already had the eyes. She had to try to stop what was going to come, but she can't stop God. And that's what they do. So why are people watching tarot? Because they want to prepare themselves for what's to come. You want a psychic to tell you what's going to happen in the future so you can be prepared. Not so you could change it. Can you really change it? All you can do is be prepared. I can tell you what's going to come. How do I change it? Change you. And then your future will look different. But this is the future. You're just on a track to this future. Change you and you go in a different future. But all I can see is your future. It's where you're going. This is what's planned for you. No, I don't want that plan. That's God's plan over your life. And then what are you going to do? You're going to reach for the darkness to fight God. No, there's another way. There's another God. There's got to be something I can do. You and your power are going to take over the plan in your life. Or are you not prepared for this plan, and now you can have, you know what I mean, the armor of God to wear through this fire. She knew you were destined for greatness. As we all are, we carry greatness within us. It's not something you put on. It's something that lives within you. And for other people, that's what I'm trying to say is, what is their intentions? Why do they do such things? Because they want their lives to be better than what God has given them. So they're going to go to all means of desperation to fight God. But here he is. Here I am, his messenger, to tell you he loves you, and the fight must end, and you must come home. Not that he's going to damn you for what you've done. You've already been in the level of damnation all on your own. He's giving you the keys to get the fuck out of there and come home. And that's what I said to all the dark practitioners. Jesus can wash you away of this. Your beliefs and your religion say you're damned. Jesus says you're free. His promises are for you too, you fuckheads. Every one of every creed. Because although all of us sin on different levels, we are all covered in sin. But in Jesus' name, we can be washed clean by the blood of the Lamb. What does that mean? His word. Those promises. What he taught us. We don't just believe in it. We live it. And it lives in us. And then we don't live in those kind of beliefs. Back to the unconventional relationships. My daughter's Joan of Arc, who doesn't know if she's boy or girl or what. She loves everybody freely and all things unbelievably. You know what I mean? She's here to teach that you can love. And I'm here to show it. And that's, again, we're here to show that love doesn't have a name, doesn't have a number, doesn't have a face, doesn't have an address, doesn't have a limitation. It's not, I can't forgive you. Love is all forgiving. Love is all patience, all understanding, all virtues. Uranus and Scorpio is death and regeneration. You teach people that endings and beginnings. All right? Uranus and Sagittarius. You teach people new beliefs and spiritual ideas. Well, there I am again. Uranus and Capricorn. You teach people progressive societal structure. How are we going to rebuild from this? That's me. Let's get down to work. Let's get down. We got to look at this shit. Let's pull out the pieces, broken pieces of all this bullshit. Uranus in Aquarius. Scientific innovation. That would be you, dickhead. Over there. Albert Einstein and all that. What about you? Are you scientifically innovative? I think your math could take you there.
I think I'm autistic.
Okay, that works too. Uranus and Pisces, awakening to new spiritual thought. Hey, they get the new spiritual
Hey,
gifts.
something's on fire.
I told you, that's what I was trying to see. What's on fire?
Mm-hmm.
Turn it up. This is all I wanted to see. I saw the fire. I was like, what is it? My spirit said it's bad smoke.
Good news, the fire is out, but I got some more details about
Damn, that was like hours ago. It's barely out?
We learned that a structure fire started at 64th and Kearney here in Commerce City.
Commerce City. I told you it was in Commerce City. 64th and Kearney.
Frostbite levels are dangerous.
Dude, we lived right there, bro. We were off of Holly.
Seven suspects for 7K robbery.
One person.
Look, I saw it this morning. I was right down by Havana. Havana. Oh, no.
We also, our video, our cameras captured an RV-type trailer vehicle burned as well. So when we spoke to a resident out
There's a lot going on. Okay, sorry. I saw that this morning, and that's where I was like, what the fuck was on fire this morning? And it totally was up there. Dude, I swear that was our old neighborhood. They said 62nd, 63rd?
Yeah.
That's where we was, sort of. No, maybe that was a little bit more south. Damn, I bet it smells delicioso up there.
I know the exact address.
Do you?
55.
When we work with, in astrology, What are we talking about? Oh yeah, a sudden change in is coming to electrify your reality. New beginning is on its way. Well, yeah, we've come to the end of something. We're at the end of the road. That really wasn't. I mean, I guess I taught you something. Your spark of genius. At this point, I'm looking for something more sustainable, and they're just so vague. It's like, what is going on? The moon. The new moon's coming. I guess we're going to have to wait till the new moon for something new to pop up. That's what I heard. When's the new moon? Probably the same day the energy shifts. How do I know? Because I'm like really I'm aligned. Let's see where we are in our darkness. What do we got? Dark mirrors. Let's see what kind of mirrors are going to pop up on us today. Russ, is that you? Or we're not funking. So funkified. It's a tat on that ass. What do we got? Ew, that's nice. Addicted. Ooh. Ew. I feel like we talked about something like this. I don't know. I feel a lot. What does this make you feel like? Ew, I don't really like that guy. I feel like he's gonna give me nightmares if I go to sleep. I feel like I've seen you in my dreams before. In my nightmares. What number are you? 11. Ooh. Today's 11/7 if you think about it. It's 1/17? No, it's 11/7. I have an 11/7 oil. What is that 11/7 oil? I need to pull out my Beltane oil. Gosh, I gotta get all that out. You're like, I didn't even pull that thing out yesterday. I have a whole thing that has oils and...
Network outage.
Really? Where?
Right now.
Who's having an outage?
Aurora and public schools around the country.
Really? Oh, I just want to point out, Mr. Plum, with all their snow and stuff, schools are canceled. So even if my kids were in school, they wouldn't be in school. And now apparently Aurora's having an outage. We're about to get a snowstorm. Somebody's suffering from addictions. It's not about choosing the chains. It's about choosing them again and again. Oh, this is very funny. This is triggering as fuck. Okay, I get what's going on. I'm triggering it. I get it. I started yesterday with a would you smoke a joint with me? I forgot about that video. I need to go watch that video. I started with a video talking about Russ needs to smoke a joint with me. What about you, Marshall? Would you smoke a joint with me? And all of this stuff. And then I started talking about the video went into, it's not the drugs. The drugs are not the disease. Those are the cure to whatever the disease might be. And now I see that today I took it even further and rolled a joint. And so I'm triggering people in their addictions. Okay, I see what's happening. I was like, what is going on here? And then they showed me, look at all the weed stuff you've been talking about. Trigger. I was all, oh, okay, I see what's happening. I was, damn, we've come a long ways, Marshall. In the beginning, I was, concerned about that. And then I showed the mushrooms and stuff. I was like, do you see me as a drug addict? You know what I mean? Do you see me as this and that? You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't fuck with me because I smoke weed and you're all sobriety. No, he's not that guy if he's over there, sipping on gin and juice and shit. In the studio puffing with fucking Snoop Dogg. I just want to point out, he doesn't do these activities with anybody else but these guys. These guys. Nobody else is asking him to do this shit. And then it's like, oh, you'll do it with them but not me? Bros before hoes? Those are some hoe-ass bros, bro. Actually, Snoop Dogg came on today as I was leaving that 7-Eleven, 11/7. And I was like, no, we don't listen to Snoop Dogg. And I changed the channel. And then I put on Tupac. We don't listen to Snoop Dogg. Who said? Tupac.
Why not?
Tupac said we don't listen to Snoop Dogg.
Why not?
Because he said so. He said, wonder why I call him bitch. I don't wonder. I know. I listen to Tupac. What dead person? Anyone that talks to me but you. Because your ass is dead. Dead and gone. All right, sentence. Freedom was the worst of lies. I could have been a slave or a slave. I could have been a slaver or a slave, but I choose the latter. I love that weird saying, the latter. Going dark. Addicted to something? Are you addicted to drugs? Gonna have to face it. I'm addicted to love. Are you addicted to love? To company? To evil? To pain? Are you a sucker for pain? Are you addicted to safety? To making simple everything that can be deep? Oh, they have in common the feeling of being lost being lost if we are ever without it. Are you lost if you don't feel safe? if you're in pain, if you don't have company, if there's not someone to love, if you ain't got no drugs. Damn it, dude. These are harsh. Pull out the Athemi and cut me open. Cut my heart out. They have a comment, yeah. Let's see. Freedom is not a friend, as it promises responsibility, failure, challenges. Freedom can be taken, can be broken, can be stripped naked and whipped and abused. Slavery is a much cleaner choice. If you give it all away at the beginning, how can they take it from you? Whoa. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. All right, so how can it be so easy to believe that freedom is an illusion? And it's so hard to feel that slavery is an illusion as well. Who did I see? I saw him on a video and he said exactly this. What was that guy's name? Extension? That guy that died? Yeah, I saw him. I talked to dead people. And he said, I've removed anything that makes me feel a slave to my mind, is what he said. He said, we've evolved past our skin. That's what he came and said. You're like, really? Yeah, that's what he just said. Do you know what he's talking about? An interview or something? He said, I have evolved past anything that makes me feel a slave to my mind or my skin. And now I'm seeing Red Man. And he had made this video. He told everybody about his abstinence from weed and women, from sex and weed. But what he gave up was not so much. Abstinence means I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to make new habits and remove. Abstinence means I'm trying to remove this. On the other hand, you know what I mean? Being celibate is a whole different thing. Celibate means I don't even have the desire. You know what I mean? Abstinent is, an abstinence of something, an absence of something. So he chose to remove something. Now, in the removal of just two things, I'm trying to stop fucking bitches and smoking weed. So much of his life had to be removed to remove those two things. And that's where the story began. That's where the interview was talking about. He had to sacrifice all these homies too, because they were part of just this habit. He had to sacrifice all of his, places where he would go, because these places were inhabiting or were encouraging this habit. He only wanted to stay away from two things for his own better health. But in those two things, he was forced to realize that all of these things feed these two things. And you're going to have to remove all of this if you think you're going to get rid of just these two things. Now, let's go back to your life. I want to be healthy. You're going to have to remove a million things to give yourself a healthy, meaning just your physical body, a healthy chance. It doesn't start with just eating different and exercising. It means going to different places, doing different things with your time. It's a whole difference. It's a whole reprogramming and structuring just this one thing. The next thing is I want to start dating again. Oh shit. That's going to take a whole lot of work. It's not one exercise that you do once and master it. Do you know what I mean? You become, you're going to have to make a whole lot of differences. In the sense of, all of this. And it's just like that. It's like, let me just keep reading and then I'll explain more. The sky has a limit, but the chains have one as well. The irony of it all is when we lose the desire, much before losing the will to fight, excuse me, she's making a bunch of noise. Okay. Is possible to reach the sky even when bound by chains. Okay. Now, going back to this, it says, how can it be so easy to believe that freedom is an illusion? Meaning, you guys see me all the time. I'm free in the spirit. You think you can't live this way, but you see that I live this way all the time. You can't be free from such things. No, yes, you can. But it's a lot of work to free your mind from the power and control of being bound to such things. Meaning, I have to use self-discipline to allow myself such freedoms, to tell myself I can do such things. And it's very difficult. Each week is getting harder. I'm 4 days into not working. And though I can do it some weeks, I trust you, God. Right now, my faith is being a little bothered. All right, you're pushing the limit. Again, I have to do 20 fucking rides and make $479 in 4 days. What are you doing? Patience, my child. You're pissing me off, God. All right, I'll sit still. I'll sit still. In the sense of, I'm bound by my thoughts to allow myself to be free. God is trying to show me you can enjoy this whole week and we will take care of everything on the weekend. Now, go back to the beginning of how I structured this in my mind. I said, I'll work all week and then I can have the weekend for my weekend money. Is how I said this from the beginning. It's going to take me all week to pay off this car and then I'll have the weekend money for myself. God has completely restructured it to where all week I'm doing rides and having money for myself. And then he's cramming my whole weekend to pay off this car. Can he do it? He can do anything. If I just let him, and I believe that he can do it, and I don't fight it. Even if I don't believe he can do it and I fight him, is he not going to do it because I fought him and I didn't trust him? Is he going to let me down? Or am I just kicking and screaming until he's ready to get it done? Meaning, if I didn't sit here peacefully and I just keep getting in my car and I keep turning on my app and I keep doing $3 rides and I'm not getting anywhere and I'm not getting anywhere and I'm not getting anywhere. And then all of a sudden, I fucking break down and start crying by the weekend and say, God, I'm panicked. I don't know what's going to happen. It's the end of the fucking weekend and I don't know how to pay for my car and I don't know how I got here. Help me, God. And then he shows me, didn't I tell you just to chill? Now get up and go to work. Like he did right now. I'm sitting here. What the fuck I'm going to do, God? And all I saw were these kids and these cows at the stock show. And I said, go to the stock show where the kids and the animals are. Okay. Meaning I can go there and pick up a $45 ride and not have, and them give me a $20 tip. You know what I mean? And there's half of 100 and we're good to go. And then I feel better about my life because I'm already on the road. Yeah, I've already started this journey, but I haven't started it, so I don't, so when you don't step into it, you're just afraid of like, oh God, there's so much work to be done. I'm going to have to do 20 rides in 3 days. This is unbelievable. Have I done it? I could do it, especially if I'm doing a little bunchy rides. But if I'm doing little bunchy rides, that means I'm not making money. So I'm just like, oh, fucking God. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not, but God will deliver. It doesn't matter. He's going to deliver. It's his plan. Nothing you can do is going to fuck up his fucking promises to keep you good. You're just fucking it up in your trip through it. Meaning he's going to pay the fucking bills like he pays the fucking bills because he promised to pay the fucking bills and he's going to pay the fucking bills. I can stress him when he's going to pay the bills, how long he's going to pay the bills, what time he's going to pay the bills, how he's going to pay the bills. I can stress this and get freaked out and say, all right, you're not doing it. I got to go pay the bills. I can do this every week like I do sometimes and sometimes I don't. It's all in the mind. And that's, you know what I mean, the slavery. The slavery is not believing when I know he's going to pay the bills. Why? Because he told me so. Who do you think pays my bills, bitch? A bitch don't, obviously. Obviously, I don't pay my bills. So what I'm saying is, freedom, you believe that freedom is an illusion, and it's so hard that it feels, it can be easy to believe that freedom is an illusion, but he's always trying to free you from the shit you put on yourself for today. He's always trying to tell you, that's that voice, I don't want to, then don't do it. There's always that hindering voice of, nah, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do this. Is it out of fear, or is it out of freedom? Really, how much shit do we push ourselves through that we don't want to do? That our higher self told us, I knew I shouldn't have come out. I knew I shouldn't have done this. Yeah, why didn't you listen to yourself? And that's it. You got to learn that voice of what's holding you back. Is it holding you back because it's scared? Because then you really got to do it really fast. Or is it holding you back because it's telling you don't want to? And that's God. I told you not to work all week because you're going to work hard this weekend. Right? Maybe. I don't know. And that's it. Who's holding you back? Just you in the battle of your mind. But the chains have won as well. The irony of it all is when we lose the desire, meaning, you know what I mean, I'm tired of trying to figure this out. Much before losing the will to fight, it is actually, excuse me, it is that actually is possible to reach the sky even when bound by chains. Meaning, it's going back to your addictions too. What are they talking about? It's like your addictions to love and to drugs and to company. The people that are watching tarot is because they're addicted to having some control over their love life. The people that are doing drugs is because they lost control of a different part of their life, so they want to put this in to make that part numb. All right? People that are addicted to company is because they don't want to sit alone in their thoughts, because their thoughts haunt them. People that are addicted to evil, what is evil? What is evil? People that are addicted to pain. People that are addicted to safety. This is all false. I'm looking at it all as like, as soon as I stood there, I was like, keep reading. What are drugs? What do you consider a drug? I've seen people in my years, I've seen people use I've seen people use anything from a fucking glue stick to a fucking flower petal in somebody's yard to blow their mind. What is love? I've seen people fall in love with the weirdest fucking things, dude. That go absurd with their love for things. Not even people. Things. Their addiction to company. There's nobody. They're in a room all by themselves, surrounded by hundreds of people, but all alone. They just like to be in a crowded room. To evil, I don't know what evil is. I don't know what evil is. I have a whole blank space when I see that word. What do you deem as evil? The pain that a person puts on another person? What makes it evil? Which part of that pain? Because Royce likes to watch, and then, you guys like to watch people beat each other down. You like watching bum fights. You like watching all of this, what you deem as evil. So is that evil if it brings you joy? What else is evil? Rape? That's evil? When it brings someone joy? What else is evil? Murder? Why? When they die and they're free? I can see the light and what you call is dark. And when I see these dark acts, I see God. I see God. Because as I see rape, I see Poseidon. Poseidon raped Medusa. I've been raped many times in my life. Was that evil? Was I in the place of evil, God? Did I do this? Did I go to a place where you weren't there to protect me? Did somebody outside of you come to me and you weren't there at my need? You weren't there for me. I was in a place where you weren't there with me, God? You couldn't protect me? I don't know what evil is. What is evil? We say the things you do are evil. But is that the proper word for what they're doing? Vindictive? Intentional? Well thought out? You had a well thought out plan to hurt me. That's evil? Hurt is evil? I hurt myself all the time with my own, memories and words. Am I evil? What is evil? This really fucked me up. I'm just staring at this. I just can't stop staring at it. Evil. This is that shock. I just got shocked. What is evil to you people? And is evil something outside of God? Because evil sounds like something outside of God. And I'm trying to figure out all these dark moments that people experience that they deem as evil. And I'm trying to see if there's something in these moments if God is not there. Because all things are of God and all things are good. But you deem it evil. Is R. Kelly evil? Was Ted Bundy evil? Or was his mind wicked?
Was Ted Bundy the dude that ate people?
Mm-hmm.
There's a disease that makes you want to eat things that aren't edible. It shows you on it.
Yeah, they do that, dude. When you're pregnant, they run this survey on you and ask you if you're eating any of these weird things like soap and freezer ice and, I don't know, dirt.
Bricks.
You get weird cravings for shit. I guess human flesh. I don't know. Do you think somebody that eats a human being is evil? Or do you think their mind is warped? Do you think a person that's raping people is evil? Or do you think their mind is warped?
It's evil. Instantly.
You think they're evil or they're doing what their mind told them to do?
I think they're evil.
They plan it out. They see these events in their head. They see what they're about to do. You think that a devil is showing them this? Well, I guess the consciousness of what you describe as the devil, but it's their mind. The mind is all wicked. They see these things in their mind, but are they? And that's where God has taken me to a place. It's like, are these people and these things evil? Or does evil come from it? Or what is evil? The act itself is evil? Are guns evil, though they take lives? I guess is what we're looking at. What is evil? Racism is evil? It's ignorance. It's a different word. You know what I mean? Physical abuse, when they hurt each other, we already understand that. That's a lack of, you know what I mean, verbal communication. They don't know how to use their words, so they use their hands. I can look at all of the 7 deadly sins, right? And I can see how you deem them evil. But it's the act of it. You know what I mean? It's like, is money evil? No, it's your obsession with it and what you do with it. That it becomes a form of what they deem as evil. Your addiction to it, you're the power it has over you. You know what I mean? So as we're looking at this addiction, I don't know, it just this is really heavy on me. I can't go any further. I'm just staring at these words. Addiction to something, to drugs. Are drugs evil when people are living off of them? Truly? Do you know what fentanyl is? And where it came from? It came from a pharmacy, dude. And now that it's on the street, is the fentanyl... I mean, seriously, is it evil?
No, it's medical thing.
Where did it come from? Did they not make this to give people, you know what I mean, to make people feel better? Why are people buying it? He came to me yesterday and stood right on top of me and asked me for the very drug you fear. The very drug that everybody's trying to find and trying to destroy and trying to protect themselves from. This man wanted for his own pleasure. And that's given to patients in hospitals. Like the drugs that, you know, they gave me Percocets. The very drugs that killed many rappers and many other people and people abuse all the time. They gave to me so I wouldn't hurt during this time of pain. They tried to help me. But it could have hurt me. They were only trying to help me. And they can help if I was in that kind of pain. And somebody that has constant chronic pain, they can help. They're no help to me. They only hurt me. But these can help you to love. Your addiction to love. Is this helping you? Is this making you feel good? Or is this hurting you? Loving this person or looking for love or the way this person is loving you. Is it hurting you? Is it evil? Or is it good? To company, your addiction to company. Is this good for you? Do they make you feel good? Do you feel good having to if you're addicted to company, that means you have to be used to always being in, you know what I mean, large groups. You have to maintain a certain level. Do you enjoy maintaining that level all the time? As far as your addiction to evil, I don't know what you might be. Pornography? I guess they consider pornography evil. What is that? Pleasure. You're addicted to self-pleasure. That can go back to money, all these other things. Your addiction to pain, meaning I don't think anyone is there are those. I've seen it and I understand it now. I saw the cutters. I never really understood it until I saw myself. I had no feelings. I was numb to feelings. I didn't know feelings. But when they cut themselves, they're like, this is what this feels like. I know that now as a soul in this body. I do stuff and I'm like, oh my God, that hurt my body so much. Like I told you, I map my body. I know that if you say things to it, my body feels. I see how my body feels. So I saw the cutters and it's like, why would someone cut themselves? They've turned off, they're psychologically have turned off their feelings to what is being said and done around them because it hurts too much. So then, when they cut themselves, they can feel a slight bit of pain, but not too much. And I guess that's me when I do these cards. I can get into my pain, but not too much. But even the little bit that I slice pours out so much blood. That's what they're showing me. Your addiction to pain. And they're also showing me how you guys live in these memories. How you want to just keep going back to how feeling bad for yourself and what they did to you. You want to keep living in the past. You're addicted to living in the past. You did this to me. Every time I think of you, I'm going to think this. You did this to me. You did this to me. That's addicted to your pain. Just keep remembering, holding on to that grudge, holding on to that sin upon your life, that injustice. Or you're addicted to safety. Why are you addicted to safety? To protect yourself from all these things. To making simple everything that can be deep. And that's it. That's fucking Bobby. You can take a whole deep conversation and he'll dumb it down to you know what I mean? He doesn't want to go deep. He wants to keep it very surface. I'm not going to go to any other level than this. This is comfort. I never got all that out of this card. And I feel like I got too much. I feel like I'm stuck. Because I keep looking at evil. What you deem as evil. They're evil acts. They're evil things. They were created for, you know what I mean? Like, I'm even seeing the priests that molest boys. Are these evil men of God? Were they not men with compulsions? Actual, human man compulsions? That in every compulsion of a human, we're never supposed to hold in these feelings. And so, just like all the rest of us, they projected their feelings onto those around them. They took out their feelings on those around them. I know that's a really sick way to say it, but if you think about anger or wrath, you know what I mean? I came home from a bad days at work. My fucking, think about it. I've been at work all day. And people are screaming at me and they're telling me shit and they hate me and I can't get nothing right and I got to do this again tomorrow. Then I sit in traffic and people are cutting me off and I can't get home. I'm almost out of gas. I got to get home. There's nothing. I got to figure out dinner. The kids are going to be there. The house is a mess. My life just really fucking sucks. I walk in the house. I put everything down and now there's new messes and new problems. Mom, mom, mom. And everything's going on and I just scream at everyone. Can't you just fucking leave me alone for 1 minute? Get the fuck away from me. Go clean your fucking room. Was my mom evil? Was she evil? My mom wasn't evil. She just took it out on us because we were in her space. She didn't have a space to let it out. She didn't mean to hurt us. She was just hurting. She was just hurting. And she hurt everyone around her. She wasn't an evil person. She just didn't know how to take in the world or her feelings. And so she casted them on everyone else around her. And I've shown you through my videos how that looks. So now going back to these really sick priests, they had a feeling. And I'm seeing Michael Jackson. There was nobody to, you could say, take this feeling out on. In some cases, it's exploring it, because then I see my connection with Marshall. I have all these feelings and I bring them to him. I don't know where to take them. I don't know how to deal with them. I don't know what they are. But I process through them where other people don't know how to process them. So when you don't feel good, you have a drink, you have sex, you go hang out with people. You might hurt yourself, or you do stuff to make yourself feel better. Sorry, I got pulled into my childhood and I saw it and it just came out. I just could see my mom's life, like what she would go through a day and then come home and just snap on us. She would snap. And then everything after that, she would just like, if the dishes were done, she'd go. If our homework wasn't done, if everything wasn't okay at home, she'd take out everything on us. She wasn't a bad person, though. That didn't make her bad. Those were not. That wasn't the right actions, Mom. You know what I mean? And I could sit here and be like, why did you beat me like that? Why did you treat us like that? Why did you do such things like that? Let's find out why. Take a minute to understand why. Why did she fucking do that? And that's why we watch these documentaries. Ted Bundy told you why he did what he did. Fucking Charles Manson told you. They told you why, you know what I mean? There was thoughts. They were guided by their thoughts. And they took them out on other people. And that's why it's ever important for us to learn to manage our thoughts and our feelings so we don't take our, you know what I mean, our beliefs and our, you know what I mean, and our feelings out on people. Man, that was hard as fuck. I saw it, dude. I felt it. I felt the fear of being young and her coming home. It was always so scary. You never knew what she was gonna do. But on a Friday, it was okay. You knew it would be okay on a Friday, because she'd get off work and she'd have money. She'd buy a bottle. She'd invite over Shauna. They'd have friends. They'd turn up music. It'd be cool for a couple of hours until they wanted to start doing drugs. Then everybody had to go away. And once that started, you had to stay away, because if you came back after, it was more dangerous. It wasn't why they were getting high that was dangerous. It was the feeling she had after there was no more. And she'd have to go through the whole weekend of feeling shame and hate. By Sunday night, she might pull it together and make us a meal. And then Monday, she'd take off and go to work. And we'd tiptoe through the week until Friday came again. Just a couple of hours on Friday would be okay. It's a really fucked up life. My sisters hate her because she abandoned them. And they didn't get to know their mother. My oldest brother ran away at 18, bro. He enrolled and he went to Germany and he left us as soon as he could. He had to get away from her and all the years he had put in with her. So he left me and my brother with her. I didn't know. It was just my mom. It was just my mom. I just loved her. I didn't know what was wrong with her. I didn't know anything. This was just our life. It was just a regular day in the neighborhood, you know? And then I go back and I'm like, I don't know if we ate. She was never there, so how was there food? I don't know if we showered. I know I did it as a teenager. I don't know she was just never there. She'd go to work all day. And then she started college, so then she'd go at night. So she was just never ever there. And then when she was just screaming and yelling at us all the time. Me, not my brother. He was gone, bro. She would scream at him and she would ground him and shit. But then, you know, it never really, she took it all out on me. And my sisters saw it. They caught it when they met her in Vegas. It triggered the shit out of my sister, and she ended up leaving because she saw the abuse. My mom went crazy on me at a hotel. We were staying at Circus Hotel, and I didn't clean up the room before housekeeping came. I can't really tell you how she punished me, but I know it was enough that it freaked my sister out, and my sister left. She was very much mommy dearest, but I'm lucky enough not to see it all. And like, what was wrong with her? Dude, a fucked up childhood. But at the same time, you look at these fucking... She had a fucking master's degree in criminal justice with an emphasis on juveniles. She maintained a fucking... You know what I mean? She, not only this fucking job, wherever they left, she had a job. She worked fucking 5 days, 7 days a week. People loved her. She was a high-standing member. She didn't look it, but it was respectful. She had great stories. She was all of these things. But as a mother... That was what she wasn't. That was the worst thing she was. But yeah, dude, she had conversations with police officers, judges. She had, you know what I mean? She got awards for all of... She was one of the smartest individuals you would ever meet. She could talk to people. She was the life of the party, you know what I mean? She, you know, that was Aunt Sue. Fuck, was she evil, bro? So in the sense of, was she an evil person, or was it just, you know, her feelings that she projected were what you would call evil? Did she, you know what I mean, how she treated her children, was that evil? Did she not love me because of how she treated me? And that's where I go back to, you know, holding on to these pains. I see Marshall, it's like, you know, you can call your mom a lot of things. And then he had to witness me go through these healings of my mother on deep levels. And it's like, I don't know your mom. I didn't even know mine. But I'm just showing you how you have to deal with a not so good mommy. You gotta love them, bro. Even if you're not sure, you know, how they loved you, they did. They did. My mom's only wish her whole life, as fucked up as a shitty parent she was to have all her children together one day. My faithful Father, who art in heaven, did that for her, gave her 6 days of life and all 6 of her children together in one place at one time before she left this world. She was in hospice for 6-7 days, and all the brothers and sisters came together and had her and said their piece and goodbye to her before she left this earth. She left, you know what I mean? She got her wishes, even though you would say she wasn't worthy of such things. She didn't deserve to see her children. She didn't deserve to have that. God said so. I don't think my brothers and sisters should hold a grudge against her, because she had to live with what she did. She woke up. She had to live with it. And that's what made her such a great grandma. She wanted to love them for all the time she couldn't love us. And she still didn't know how to connect with us. But with little ones, she could just grab them and squeeze them and squish them and feed them with fucking, you know, candies and all kinds of stuff. She could pretend like nothing ever happened with these little babies. These two right here, they were babies. And she, you know, I took care of my mom. And that's another thing too. It was very distorting to them, is what you would say is evil. My mom lived in my house. I fed her meals. I took care of her in her dying days. I woke up in the middle of the night when her colostomy bag spilt all over her bedding. And we got to clean her, you know, we got to change her bedding. I watched her go through her withdrawal and get her off of Oxycontins on the floor crying and shitting on herself. I got her to my wedding and out. I loved her despite anything because that was my mom. She didn't have to be a great mom to be my mom. And I didn't treat her so great. You know what I mean? I didn't treat her so great either. But, I don't hold on to it. Right now, I couldn't even. That was the first time I picked it back up. You can hold on to the pains of what people have done. Or you can really step back and just see that they were really hurt people, bro. Hurting other people, bro. Hurting other people. And that's what God shows you. That's what Jesus shows you is, all these people that came to Jesus that were not worthy of his blessings and of his miracles and of his, he said, if you believe in my Father, then you shall be healed in his name. That's it. I'm not here to tell you that you can't have God's blessings over your life. That's your freedom to have it. But you've got to accept it into your life. You got to accept him, not just this blessing, but all of him that comes with this blessing. And that goes back to giving up your so-called addictions. Addictions are your comforts, your copers, whatever, what your feel-goods.
It's not your problem, it's how you're treating it.
Exactly. And that's it. It's like, weed is not a problem to me, but it could be a serious problem to someone else because they don't know how to treat it, what it does, how they use it in their life. And that's alcohol. It's not a problem to me. I mean, I can make it a problem real quick. And that's it. I got into a huge fallout with Marshall because he was promoting liquid death, and I thought it was alcohol.
No, it's tea and water.
I didn't know that. And he didn't stop me. He just let me go far off of it. What happened? I took out my feelings on him. About what? Something. It's in the videos. I don't know. I don't live in the past. I'll be like, oh, please forgive me for what I have done. I did not. Forgive me for I knew not what I was doing. And that's all you can do is like, until you can get a hold of these feelings, you're going to be that person. And you have to admit that that's what you do. That's what we do as humans. Is we take our feelings out on people. We project onto people all day our belief systems, how they should act. Why are we telling them how they should act? Because someone told us that they should act that way. So we're projecting what's been projected onto us, onto them. We're mirroring this shit, taking the light and just pointing fingers at people instead of looking at ourselves. And so it's a lot of work. You know what I mean? This is really deep. I'm like stuck right now. I didn't know what was exploding inside of me. I guess my mother. That was a good one. You remind me of your mother. Please don't say that. Sorry, I'm going back to the fact that I undid my zipper. I was like, what was inside of me? Your mother. It came right from, where did I undo? My pants. What chakra is right above your navel? Your sacral. Your solar plexus, right? Your worthiness. And what's below that? Your sacral, where you hold your mother wounds. My pants got all tight. I needed to, let it out. You know what I mean? And that's it. There's something in there. I got filled with something. You heard it? My stomach started making all those noise. My mommy wounds came out. It's Friday then. See? How do we do this? Talk therapy. And then we use things to push it out. Like what? Oracles? This ugly guy. That guy is so ugly. You remind me of my mother. Just kidding. See, you can only feel sorry for so long before it becomes a joke. It's like, oh, that was funny. Let's move on to the next sad thing about our life. Holding on to the pain, right? Or holding on to the safety. I'll never let these things happen to me again. It's not true, dude. You're going to end up like me and Marshall. That's the saddest story of love. At least, it's not, because I'm still going, but it's like, you can't give up. It's like, I'll never let this happen. It took forever to get divorced, and then even then it didn't work, and it's kept taking forever and forever and forever, and my open heart, because my kids needed a dad, and he kept trying to play daddy and shit, kept bringing this motherfucker back in, and bringing it in, and bringing it in, and bringing it in, and bringing it in, and I'm never gonna, if you keep bringing in the reminder of what you don't want to deal with, you're constantly reminded that you'll never do this again. Every year I see him, every year I remember I'm never going to get married again. I am never going to deal with it again. Every time I got to talk to you, I am reminded that I will never do this shit again. 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 Alright? That's partly holding on to pain. But that's that holding on to safety. No, you said you wouldn't do this. You're programming yourself to limit yourself from yourself. And that's what, I'm seeing, Bobby. That was a huge... I was very surprised that had came out, but it was the truth. What do you want from me? Because that's the truth. Why didn't I tell him, that was my deepest that was my deepest desires in the beginning, where I wanted to have a real relationship with him. If I wanted a relationship, I wanted a whole relationship, not half of one. But I was lying and saying I didn't. So then he come back 5 years later, and he's like, so what do you want? I was like, I want what I've always wanted. A husband and a family. And he's like, well, I'm already a husband. I've always wanted that. But I told myself, I'll never do that again. Out of protection, I'll never do that again. But I want it, but I won't give myself that opportunity. And then there's Russ. I'm seeing Russ. I'm never going to get that close to you again. I'm never going to get that close to you again. And that was Bobby. I'm never going to do this again. I got to protect myself from what happened last time. I can't do this again. I can't get that close again. I can't get that close again. But ultimately, what do I want? I want to be that close and closer. But I'm trying to protect myself from being hurt by getting close to you. Because every time I get close to you, I get hurt. But I get closer. What a shit story, right? Evil. I don't know. Do you guys think Bobby's a bad guy? Do you think this situation's bad? Do you think I'm a bad girl?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Homewrecker.
That means you don't have enough understanding. You don't understand it.
Don't worry.
If you can't understand it, then you can't have compassion for it. And that's all that's asked in everybody's life. Don't hate them, because you ain't them. In the sense of, don't look down upon someone because you don't understand. And I promise you, if you take the time to understand, you'll have compassion. With that compassion becomes forgiveness for what you're seeing is played out. And that in itself, compassion, understanding, and forgiveness is the definition of love. It's really funny. Do you deem these things evil? No. That's all I can see is that word evil. That really fucked me up. I'm not going any further. We spent an hour on one card. I can do it. I have other cards, but we're going to have to break this into another session. That really fucked me up. I really just went into my childhood traumas. In the sense of, am I there? Do I see my childhood? No, but I went in so deep that I was there.
My legs hurt really, really bad.
Oh, really?
Like right here and then right here.
Your hips?
They hurt when I move them.
Yep, she's got that same thing I got. I'm okay right now with my knees all up like this. Subconscious memories. The memories are there of what I've went through in my life. I seen it with my own eyes. I felt it with my own skin. It just needs to be awoken. Some of them. I can sit there and try so hard to think about something with Bobby, but it won't. But I felt it. I made a video about it, right? So I gave him a hug. And I could feel all of these... I'm not going to say because my kids are listening very deeply right now. But I put it in a funny video. I was like, I could feel you in my guts. I could feel all these feelings inside of my body. But I couldn't see what it was. And then later I was like, it must be my body's memory of us together. But I couldn't see it. I can't see it. And that's what I was crying about, Russ. I can't see the memories, Russ. I don't know where we came from, bro. I don't know. It's gone. The shit is fucking gone. That's why, the body mapping is I can work through these feelings and find out what it's attached to. And that's it. It's like, I have, you gave me a hug and I had all these feelings inside of me. And I'm like, whoa, I feel all these weird feelings right now. I feel butterflies and all these weird feelings, dude. And I was like, what is this? And it took me a long time. And then I was like, these are attached to memories of what it really felt like. I can feel what it felt like to be next to you, but I can't see it. And that's twisted, right? So now, I'm reading these words. And I'm getting into these feelings, and then I get the memory. I get a memory. Just one, bro. Just one vision of standing there in a moment, of how I got here. I don't tell you how it ended. I could just see myself standing there as she's screaming at us. She would stand between the dining room and the kitchen. She wouldn't even make it but 4 feet before she'd start hollering. And I just see one memory. How many days did she do that? How many times did that happen? Do I need to see every one, or just feel one moment and I can have peace with all the other moments? But I felt it, bro. I seen it and I felt it. Like I was standing there as a, you know what I mean, as a little girl. And I'm just sitting there. She just came home and she just goes ballistic on me.
That's how you used to be.
Yeah, I used to be very screamy too. And I realized that too is, you know what I mean? I realized that.
Came out.
Yeah, God. You're actually emulating as an adult. You just don't realize it because you think you're individualized, but you're literally, and that's why I love those State Farm commercials. They're hilarious. You're literally emulating your parents and those that came before you. You've literally encompassed their, I wouldn't say skin or DNA, but their teachings. You embodied the outside world. You became, you adapted, I guess is what they're trying to show me. It's like I was taught to be this way, so this is the way that I am. If I teach you a different way, you'll be a different way. But who were your teachers? And that's where it goes back to your parents. We don't just look like them. We walk like them. We talk like them. My dad has been an absent father almost my entire life.
Me too.
But you can see that he and I are exactly the same, regardless of time and space. And that's my sisters. It is super fucking creepy. I can sit in the room with them. These women do not know my mother. Not like, I mean, they do now. They've had years of experience, but not the way I know my mother. Not so deeply. And I could see my mother all over them. And their children. I could see her. She's all over. The way that you guys, your teeth are set. The way that you speak. The way that you hold your cigarettes. The way that you drink your drink. That's all how my mom does shit. And that's what I mean. Is like you could see my father in me, and I've never even been around this guy to even catch up, to even inherit his mannerisms, his speaking, his attitude. It's all in the DNA, dude. It's given to me. I am part him and part her. And 2 parts bullshit makes all this bullshit that's running through me. And I'm going to pass this bullshit plus part of her dad's bullshit onto her. Holy shit. We got a lot of work to do here, people. Because you think about it, my mom, as fucked up and low vibrational as she is, like attracts like. And then you listen to my stories about how fucking distorted my father was. What was my father's form? Oh, my favorite memory. You know those plastic carpets that old people used to put down in their houses so that they could keep their carpet, safe? They're like runners. You put them down hallways and shit. Well, if you turn them over, they have these little spiky things on them so that it could hold in place in the carpet. I have this memory of where he flipped the fucking carpet over. I don't know what we did, but I can tell you we were only 3 to fucking 7, between 4 and 7 when he did it to us. He flips the carpet over and he makes us kneel on it and hold books. We're kneeling on fucking on pins, and we're holding books. Why is he doing this to 2 children? Well, first off, he did a lot of cocaine, so maybe that's why. But he saw this somewhere. He saw this in his mind as appropriate punishment for whatever we had done. Where did he see that punishment? Well, then I found out my grandma was pretty strange with them. I don't know exactly, but they told me one story that, they lived on a houseboat. The kids went to school, and when they would come home from school, she would strip them completely naked so that they wouldn't ruin any clothes and lock them into their bedrooms until supper time. Separate bedrooms, and they would talk to each other through a vent.
What?
Him and his sister. All right, I don't know how bad of a childhood she had, but she was a great grandmother, but apparently not so good of a mother. Go figure. So anyways, I don't know what kind of corporal punishment he may have seen, witnessed, or experienced in his life, but this is his way of dealing with his kids on the weekend, why he has them for a weekend visit. Then there was another one where, that one I remember. He kept telling me to put on socks. To put on socks before we went to church, and I didn't put on my socks. And he looked down. We're in his Buick. And he looks down. I'm in the front seat. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking out the window. And he sees I don't have socks. So he drives back to the house and he rips me out of the car. And he opens the door. And then he opens the door to the basement. And he shoves me down there. And he left. And I don't know. I was only like 3 to 5 at that age. 5 to maybe, I don't know. Very tiny. So, you know, you take this guy and this girl. Damn, that's fucked up, right? But like attracts like. If she's all fucking weird and twisted and doing drugs and, you know what I mean, had a bad childhood, then what kind of boyfriend is she going to have? A weird, twisted boyfriend that had a bad childhood? Yeah, let's go ahead and have sex and have children. Not tell him that you've already abandoned 2 other children. You know, none of this shit. Let's just have children. Yeah, she did. She ended up getting pregnant. After me and my brother, she had another one. She put him up for adoption. Sad. No, he's a great guy. He's a biochemical engineer and all this other great shit. He's a really great guy. But again, it's like, you know, those that didn't live in the house, probably better off. You could be very mad at her for not treating you like she did us. Or you could be glad that God saved you from a fate worse than, you know, what you had. But ultimately, it's like, you know, do I blame my mother? Do I blame my father? Are there not other parents this fucking deranged and fucked up that children have not gone through such weird things?
That killed their children?
Is there no God in all of this? Was God not part of my life because I had this kind of life? Were my parents evil? Was my childhood evil? Did I become an evil person? Do you know what I mean? Going back to this evil. Yeah, you could say, damn, that's crazy. No wonder you're a weirdo. I mean, yeah, you could say that, and that's where they get into these documentaries. Let's talk about your childhood. Yeah, let's pretend like I had a great childhood, right, Russ? Let's make it look better than it is. Let's not tell everybody that and that's it. We didn't. None of my teenage friends, nobody would know that this was happening in that house. And that's it. Every fucking documentary, nobody knew. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. They work hard to make sure nobody knows. They work hard to make sure that everything looks all right on the surface, bro. Nobody knew we were suffering in there. But we didn't know either. And that's where you get these kids out of these houses, and you know what I mean? They didn't know. We didn't know. Until we went to your house and we saw how your parents treated you, and then we're like, well, that's not how my mom treats me. My dad touches me.
Whoa.
You know, stuff like that. You're like, your dad's not supposed to touch you. Really? That's what my daddy does. And that's it. You don't know. You're a kid. You don't know that anything's wrong until somebody tells you what is right and what is wrong. I didn't know I had a bad mom. I didn't know I was a bad mom. But yet I thought I knew it all. Yeah, shadow work. I think I triggered your mommy wounds. If I didn't, maybe your daddy wounds. Let's do it. Go into that. Let it hurt. It hurts. It hurts. But try to see it like I see it. Try to see it like Christ. Try to see it like God. I didn't see this coming. That hurt, bro. I'm gonna just get off here and cry real hard right now and hold my kids. She wasn't evil, bro. She just didn't know how to be loving. I don't get. They just didn't know how to be loving. They were what people were to them. That's all. Forgiveness. Love you guys. Laters. Bye.